What's up, everybody? It's game day. Woo! No, we're live now. We are live. I see it. We're live. I know you wanted to do a soft entry in here.
How do you know that? How do you know that? It's 2024. How do you know I didn't have something up my sleeves? How do you know I was not? No, you go ahead. It's your show. Go ahead.
It is a monster game today. I don't know how else to put it. We are jacked up. We're pumped up. I'm glad the game's at night, but man, waiting these 7 or 8 hours to go to game time is nerve-wracking.
Yeah, no, it's been a long week, right? A long week. Not that I would have wanted a Saturday game. Like, the plot thickened up to a Sunday night big. Who's gonna win the AFC East, right? Like, that's how the story needed to go. But night games, the weather's gloomy, so that doesn't help either. We could have been at the pool this morning. We could have done other things. So the weather being gloomy.
Yeah, definitely being at the pool would have relaxed us a little bit, getting ready for tonight. I'd like to think that these Buffalo Bill fans brought down their nasty, gloomy weather to town. There was a crazy tornado yesterday. Yeah. I know you're the meteorologist on the show, so go ahead and talk that up.
A soft entry, as Adam said. Fins up. I'm telling you, Russ has been saying fins up like the last 2 weeks, more and more.
We love it.
I think we did a little commercial.
We love
there.
it. Of course, Russ and Adam are huge Birds fans, Eagles fans.
Giants.
And, we got
big Giants game today against them.
Yep, that's right. But unfortunately, they don't control their own destiny. We'll get to that in a little bit when we got have my standings here.
So weather. So right now, there's a huge system that essentially pulled through the country. The Northeast got snow, smush, all that good stuff, bad stuff, good stuff. And then we got a tail end of it, which produced a lot of rain yesterday. And there was actually, they're saying it's like an E1, which is the lowest tornado that hit Fort Lauderdale. And we were actually in that area yesterday. We were busy. We were doing other things. But there was a tornado that was right in the area that we were. We weren't there at the time, but it hit. So it's been nasty.
It was nuts. If you haven't seen the footage, I mean, there's somebody took a video of from a hotel balcony, rooftop restaurant, it looked like, and it was a tornado just appeared out of nowhere. It was nuts.
Yeah, but I mean, granted, like, the rain that we got, but even Adam said Boston got 22 inches. I know my hometown of South Plainfield got like 8 inches of snow. So I would definitely rather be playing in like a gloomy day as opposed to snow.
Absolutely. And yeah, we'll get into what could possibly take place next week, which we don't want to happen because we like to be at home.
Nice and warm,
humid for these folks coming down from the north. So, we're hoping that's the case.
Russ did make a good point. How many, they say they call it the Black Monday with all the coaches getting fired. So that is something that it's just part of the game, right?
There is a bunch, and some have already been beat to the punch. Talking about the LA Charger coach who really wet the bed or shit the bed, I should say.
We don't say that word.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. It's a new year and a lot of the lines tonight, so we will be cursing more on the show. But Black Monday is the big day tomorrow, and a lot of coaches are going to get that pink slip for sure.
Yeah, I mean, our coach is fine. I hope Daniel's coach for a very long time, so he's one who's going to wake up tomorrow. There are plenty of coaches that are. Carolina's the biggest one, obviously.
Well, Carolina, that's a team right there that has had an awful season. But what's crazy is, and we'll get into it here when I bring up my standings that I very carefully printed out in my great penmanship.
But I gotta give.
But you have a lot of coaches that it's so crazy. There's so much at play and at stake today. You could actually go from winning the division to being out altogether. And so, with that being the case, anything could happen tomorrow.
Yeah, no, for sure. But back to the weather report. Tonight for the 8:25, we're looking at about a 68-degree kickoff. So a little cooler for Miami standards. Cloudy, right? It's going to be a cloudy day. Right now, it's going to be night at that point. One thing that you guys may not know about is this halftime show. I got to talk about it. I am a huge Rick Ross fan. I've seen him in concert many times, especially down here in Miami. Rick Ross, Trina,
Uncle Luke.
Uncle Luke's
gonna be there.
We have the best.
I think Trick Daddy.
Trick Daddy's the other one. That's when I just blanked out on. So Trick Daddy, Trina, Rick Ross, Uncle Luke is our halftime show today.
They're pulling out all the
Plus
stops.
the FAMU marching band.
There you go. Well, they're pulling out all the stuff. I don't know about the FAMU marching band because that is not local Dade County.
But they're coming. No, they're coming.
I understand, but that's not Dade County. To your point, they're really putting out all the stops tonight, whether you appreciate or like any of those artists. It doesn't matter. They're all Dade County artists. We're going hard here in week 18. They're throwing out a lineup that is going to pump up the crowd and hopefully bring us a victory tonight.
With the Curson, it's going to be a Randy Macho Man voice.
Oh, yeah.
Adam agreed with my comment before. Carolina's a dumpster fire. Yep, that's one that we're going to see. Desi in the house. Desi, why'd you bring this nasty weather down here? We were like nice and sunny, and all of a sudden you come down here and it's like, But we said before, it's like 22 inches back home in the Northeast, so you're much better here.
Absolutely.
Adam, 68 degrees. We feel real bad for you.
Well, hey, look, there's no sun out today, Adam, all right? We can't go to the pool. These are Miami first world problems that we're experiencing right now.
Yeah. No. Russ, FAMU Marching Band is the truth.
They are awesome.
I know.
I'm not. Hold on. I'm not saying that they're not. They are maybe the best marching band all around, but they don't have a Dade County tie to this, halftime show. But that's fine. It's going to add to all the spectacle of it. It's going to be great.
Lisa and Charles, we need you over here on the East Coast today.
Yeah, you guys should be down here.
Oh man, we're going to see them in Vegas in a few weeks. That's what I'm thinking. We're going to see them in Vegas.
Let's do this. Let's do the standings really quick. If you'll be my Vanna White momentarily.
In my best rock voice, Candace.
Smell what the rock's
So let's
cooking.
tell you guys what's going on, right?
All right. So here's
we know basically what's happening, but
you can help hold that up. So this is what the current standings look like. Pull it out a little bit. Pull it out. There you go. That's what she said. You got the division leaders, the 49ers, Cowboys, Lions, and Bucks. The wild card right here. We got the Eagles, Rams, and Packers. And in the hunt, you got the Seahawks, the Vikings, and two NFC South teams right there. A lot could change. The only team really right now that's solidified is the number one, I'm over here, the number one 49ers and the number 3 Lions. The Cowboys, should they trip up and lose at Washington, and should the Eagles beat the Giants, they would flip-flop. And the Bucks, of course, are holding on by a thread right now, but either the Falcons or the Saints could also slide into that 4th spot. So a lot of play. Only 2 teams currently have solidified their spot, their actual spot. So just a lot going on here in the NFC. And you had a team like the Eagles.
Adam added, if the Birds win plus Dallas loss, Birds win NFC East and get the number 2 seed.
Absolutely, yeah. So that's why I said the Cowboys and the Eagles would flip-flop. It's going to be very hard to do that. Washington is a team that really has, had a bad run here as of late. Their coach is talking about Black Monday. Their coach, Ron Rivera, will probably be fired tomorrow. But hey, look, it's a rivalry game. Anything can happen. Washington and Dallas, the Redskins, Cowboys rivalry goes way back, and anything can happen. So, you guys are my friends. I will be rooting for that to happen. But yeah, this is what currently the NFC playoff picture looks like, and there could be a lot to move around here down the stretch as we get to that 8:00 game tonight.
No, there's a lot of good football in between too. So
now the big one.
Wait, we'll go here.
Well, let's talk about it.
Charles and Lisa.
Thank you, guys.
Very, very sweet of you. Russ, a little more with the FAMU. Has a Dade County connection. They performed in the rain at the Super Bowl to what I say is a top 3 halftime with Prince. They did,
and that is my favorite. We talked about it on the show before. That is my favorite halftime show of all time. I am a monster Prince fan.
You are.
It's funny. Mike McDaniel always says, "Make it hotter, right, or make it colder, depending on where he is." I remember. So that Super Bowl was played in the rain, and Prince performed "Purple Rain" in the rain. Yep. And when the producers came up to Prince and they said, "Hey, it's raining. Are you okay with that?" And Prince, in his Prince voice, said, "Make it rain more," or "I wish it rained more." So Prince is just all about the showmanship and what a great performance that was. Absolutely. All right. Any more comments that you want to get to on
Adam? Dallas wins means they win the division and they get the number 2 seed. Birds lock in as a number 5 and head on the road likely to Tampa.
And that's a great point. And I was actually talking to Russ about this morning. We were texting back and forth. Look, for you Birds fans, that's a good path. The NFC South is not a good division. The fact that they have 3 teams in play and they all have to win the division to get in with a substandard record, that's a good path for the Eagles. Should that be the case, which is likely to happen, unfortunately for you guys. But playing on the road against the NFC South team, that's not really a tough opponent, and you guys should have your way with that team.
Darnell, our buddy, also agrees that Prince was her favorite halftime show as well.
It was amazing. I agree.
Divisions run in cycles.
Yes, it does. Well, I saw this clip too. I couldn't believe this, and maybe you guys, Russ and Adam, you can attest to this. The NFC East has had a different winner for 19 straight seasons.
Oh my goodness.
Is that correct? I mean, that's wild.
That's wild. That's very revolving.
Yeah, I mean, in the AFC East, it's pretty much been the Patriots and the Bills for the last 30 years. So we're looking to change that here, hopefully. But yeah, I couldn't believe that stat.
It's true.
It is true. There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a wild stat. So, all right, let's get to the AFC because I know most of you are here to see that. This is what it currently looks like. The Ravens have locked in that number 1 seed, and the Chiefs have locked in the number 3 seed. Our Dolphins are sitting right now at number 2, and the Texans, with yesterday's victory over the Colts, are now currently in the number 4 slot. However, should the Jaguars win today, they would go to the number 4 spot, and the Texans would then slide down to the number 6 spot.
For the wild card, yeah.
Correct. So that's very important. The Jaguars game is huge for us Dolphin fans because
Browns are locked in as 5.
The Browns are locked in as 5. The Browns have had a great record this year. They've played great as of late with Joe Flacco really rejuvenated here. The Browns have come on. Again, shameful the way that only division winners get a home game because the Browns at 11-5 really deserve to be hosting a game. So we'll see how that comes into play. But yeah, these are your current AFC playoff picture standings for the moment, but a lot could change. Of course, the Bills and the Dolphins themselves could flop positions from the 2nd to the 6th seed. So a lot could still happen. Now, I want to talk about something. This Jaguars-Titans game is huge. The Jaguars are out with a loss altogether. Yeah. If they win, they get the division. Houston, because of their conference standing, would also get in. But you like Cirque du Soleil?
I'm a Ringling Barrel Brothers girl, but Cirque du Soleil,
this game, should the Jaguars win, is going to make it very interesting for the Bills tonight and will tighten their buttholes, if I may, very much because just like a Cirque du Soleil or the circus, you see the trapeze act. They're working with a safety net, or if they're really good, they're working with no safety net. And at that point, you're risking your life. And if the Jaguars should win this game, the Bills will be playing tonight with no safety net. They will be out of the playoffs altogether, and the Dolphins can eliminate them with a win. So I know that, it's going to add to the lore of the game, all that's at stake. Win the division, or you're out altogether for the Bills should the Jaguars win this game coming up at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, no, that's obviously how that plays. And if the Bills end up beating us today, we know that they will come and steal the number 2 seed, which would lead us to a trip next week to freezing tundra Kansas City.
Yep. So I didn't want to mention this, but we'll talk about it. There's 3 scenarios for the Dolphins. They have 3 ways, the 3 opponents that they could possibly play. It's either going to be a home game against the Steelers.
Yep. That's ideal. That's what I want.
Correct. And that would happen should the Jaguars win and we beat the Bills tonight.
Yes, that's perfect scenario.
That would produce a home game against the Steelers next week. Keep in mind, the Steelers yesterday, in all likelihood, lost T.J. Watt, which is a huge loss on defense. I mean, I know we're familiar with that, right? Unfortunately, losing Phillips, losing Chubb, but losing T.J. Watt is a monstrous loss for the Steelers. So potentially, with the Jaguars win here at 1 o'clock and us eliminating the Bills, we would host the Steelers next week. A lot of people are asking why the Steelers and not the Texans. The Texans beat the Steelers head-to-head. They have similar conference records, and the Texans beat the Steelers. That would force the Steelers down to the 7th seed and face the Dolphins.
And hopefully, if that was ever to happen, we'd be seeing Sandy. Sandy, I hope you'd be able to come over.
Got to come out and grace us with your presence for a home playoff game for sure. The other scenario is a home game versus the Bills. That would happen should the Jaguars not beat the Titans here at 1 o'clock and we beat the Bills tonight. It would force a rematch the very next week, hopefully a Sunday or Monday game, because you don't want to have that quick turnaround, even though the NFL hates us and will probably schedule us on Saturday at 4:30 p.m.
But they'd be hurting the Bills too. They'd be doing it to the Bills.
They would.
It's not just against us at that point.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Fine. No.
But so I don't want the scenario. It's tough to beat a team back to back, and we're already banged up as it is. I much rather face the Steelers. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the worst scenario that you were going to say is the one that Adam just said is the trip to Kansas City next week. It's the worst. We know it. Patrick Mahomes, they already beat us in Germany this year. It's going to be cold. Tyreek's going to be going back home there. They're going to be excited to see it. It's going to be very, very bad. We don't want to go to Kansas City next week for many, many reasons, but that would be the worst case scenario.
No doubt. Look, Kansas City has not looked good here down the stretch either, right? Kansas City has not looked good. However, they're still the defending champions, and the Dolphins' record in the cold is not good. No. I think we're one of like 12 all the time when the temperature's below 10 degrees. So that would bring up that kind of a scenario.
Yeah.
We hope it doesn't happen. But those are your three opportunities. Dolphins versus Steelers at home, Dolphins versus Bills at home, or the Dolphins on the road at the defending champion Kansas City Chiefs. One of those three scenarios will be in place. We are locked into the playoffs. Yeah. We are assured our spot. So one of those three are the matchups for us next week.
Jesse said, our buddy Kirk said, told me last night, if we win, he's going to drive up to Fort Lauderdale, drive up and down A1A, which is the street where the beach is, to beep in the horn and yelling at the Bills fans. I could see Kirk doing that, though.
I will be in that car with you guys and doing the same. The Bills have had a mini takeover here, I would say, over at the Elbow Room.
Yeah.
Shame on the Elbow Room, by the way.
A Bills fan.
You know what? I don't care. You make your living off. Well, he does make his living off the tourists down here, right? The spring break crowd.
It is what it is.
Yeah, but you know what? Okay, fine. Have them there, no problem. But you let them put up their signs. That's ridiculous. You let them put up their signs on A1A down the strip. People are seeing those Bills signs. That's ridiculous.
Lou,
have them there. Take their money. Don't put up their signs. That's what I say.
If I owned a bar in the Jersey Shore, being a Dolphins fan that I am, the Dolphins wanted to do something in the Jersey Shore, I'd allow the Dolphins thing. That's understandable.
You gotta,
okay, Adam says second player in history with at least 10. I got to go a little closer.
All right.
Second player in history with at least 19 sacks in 3 straight seasons. The other guy, his brother JJ.
Yeah, no. TJ Watt is a monster. He's a monster. I mean, the fact that he's out, that is honestly the best scenario for the Dolphins to play those Steelers next week without their best defensive player.
We mentioned the coaches. In my 48 years on this planet, I've only seen Steelers coaches in my lifetime. Talk about consistency.
Incredible. And you got to give it to Mike Tomlin, or as I like to call him, Omar Epps, dead lookalike, dead ringer for each other, doppelganger. But, man, you got to give it to Tomlin, the guy every year with a backup quarterback. I mean, he won games with Trubisky this year, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Kyle Pickett. The guy he's a win. He's a winner. He's a winner. All he does is win.
Sandy's wearing her Germany gear this week, and she has a question. Drop your question. What you got? We also have another question from Calvin. Are there any more Watt or Bosa brothers in college?
I'm not aware of that.
I don't know either.
I do not know.
3 coaches in my life for the Steelers.
I do know there is a player in high school or college gaining a lot of
national recognition.
National recognition, and his last name is Knigga. Don't say it. I don't want to say it, but I think it's very funny. I would have appreciated had a Kurt Warner or someone mention his name. I know RG3 mentioned him in a hilarious tweet this morning. But yes, very curious to see how his name is spelled and how they're going to say that on the air.
Sandy, I'm so glad you said this. Sandy said, don't we take over against other teams? I hate Buffalo, but they're doing it the same. Why are we mad? I'm not mad at all. Trust me. One of my goals in 2024 is to do takeovers in Seattle. We're going to do it wherever we go. So I'm not mad about it. You know what I mean? Like they're doing exactly. It's Miami. It's South Florida. Come on, it's snowing up there. They're more than welcome. They're helping our tourist industry. You know what I mean? Let them be there, but don't come to the Hard Rock tonight and disrespect us. That's one thing. You want to go to our local restaurants? I'll be the first one to say, hey, these are my favorite places. I have no problem helping them get around our city and everything and supporting our tourism. Fine. I don't have a problem with it. Lou's a little salty about it. I don't have a problem with it. But here's the thing. But again, tonight at the Hard Rock, when I'm walking down East 12 and East 22, don't say anything bad to me on my own home turf. That's it. Let them be down here. Lou, it's Miami. We live where they vacation.
I'm fine with it. My issue is, and a lot of people have made this, said, look, we cannot, if you're a season ticket holder, you want to sell a Cowboys game or whatever, it doesn't, but don't sell a division game, especially one that has a playoff implications like this. It rubs me the wrong way. And I did see that the Dolphins are flagging some of these season ticket holders.
Yeah, some of them are in trouble.
If you sell too many of them. And so, I'm glad that's the case because, man, we need our fans tonight. We need to be loud. And we need to show our presence because we're already up against it injury-wise.
Yeah.
The crowd has to play a factor tonight and, make it hard for the Josh Allen and the Bills to hear plays on offense.
Desi said they're driving him crazy up there in Fort Lauderdale, all over the place. Yeah, I know. You're in Bill's Nation over there.
Well, Desi and Kirk and anybody who is in the room right now, is it called the chat room or what do we?
AOL chat room.
AOL chat room. Whoever's in our AOL chat room tonight, or today, this morning, and it will be at the Hard Rock tonight. You are in luck. Come see us at East 12. Look, it's very.
Before you said this, Sandy said, "I agree," but with no disrespect. So go ahead and do your disrespect.
But listen, here's the thing. Last year we played the Bills twice down the stretch. I believe it was week 15, and then in the wild card round, we lost both games, and it was cold in Buffalo, as it usually is in December and January. Yeah. And the Bills fans, as they do, use the snow to their advantage. I like to call it snow field advantage. They threw snowballs at our players during any time that we were close to the red zone and in the goal line area. So the fact that they did that to us, I'd like to replay the favor. I was at Walmart earlier this week, and I saw some items on Christmas clearance. Yep. Specifically, I saw this one item that caught my mind. It's called, that's right, you see it right there, Buffalo Snow, baby. It's called Buffalo Snow. So I bought a big bag of Buffalo Snow, and we're going to curl it up, and we're going to throw it at those Bills fans, and we're going to throw it in our end zone when they're approaching us, and we're going to pay them back. And just like they threw snowballs last year against our players, and we're victorious, we will be victorious, and we will celebrate with Buffalo Snow that I'll be bringing to the Hard Rock tonight. So if you're coming our way, come by East 12 and get some Buffalo Snow, put it in your pocket, and celebrate it at the end of the game. That's right.
Sandy will be watching the game from the pizza. She says the Hut. I love that she says the Hut. That's the most bougiest Pizza Hut. So they have a party going on in San Bernardino.
That's a great Pizza Hut
location. I know, and I love Pizza Hut. We got to get out there one day. They can't complain about our home field advantage tonight. Very, very true. There's no home field advantage since we are bringing snow to them.
That's right.
Russ says, that is the rule in Philly about selling division games. I swear, if you ever sell your tickets to Cowboys tickets, you ever sell your Cowboy tickets to a Cowboys fan, you might catch hands from your seatmate when they see you. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Sandy loves the snow. Adam says, wrap it around some diesel batteries, and now we're talking.
No, I'm not advocating that.
I'm wearing white jerseys tonight.
So I saw that we are wearing a white jerseys, which was very surprising. The Dolphins, I hate to say it too, but the Cowboys and the old Redskins were the three teams that really always wore white at home. They always would make the opposing team wear their darker jerseys. Yeah. The Dolphins would always wear their aqua jerseys out at home on night games. So it's very surprising that we're going to get away from that. But apparently the combination we're wearing tonight, which is white over white with the white socks, is undefeated this year. And for as many games in a row as I saw out there. So I'll take it if that's the case. But I was surprised to know that we are not wearing our aqua tops tonight.
Russ said the good guys always wear white. So
okay, we'll take it.
We will. Sandy says, I have my white Tua for half the game. Wear it. We're good. Yeah. So no, today it's big, right? It's for all the marbles, right? Like it's and there's just so much built up to this. I mean, I know, with my Dolphin fandom, it was always the Patriots. And let the truth be told, this very well may be Bill Belichick's last game coaching ever.
It's incredible. Look, I don't think it will be, but it could be. It may be. I don't think it will. I hate Belichick, hate the Patriots. Apologies to Desi's wife, who's probably listening. But look, you got to give the guy credit, right? The guy's got 6 Super Bowls.
He's great.
And if anybody's allowed to pass for a bad year, it would be a guy that has 6 Super Bowls.
Adam said he's out.
But I would love that. I would love that because if he is out, where does he go? And
retirement to the villages for 55 and older development.
I would love it. I would love it because that means Don Shula's record would stand unless Mike Tomlin keeps on winning games. But it would stand in the immediate future. And I would love that to be the case. But man, the guy's got 6 Super Bowls. You gotta give him his.
So
due.
when I was going with that, before I get into that, Russ is wearing his old school Kelly Green, Reggie White.
Oh,
okay,
Reggie
we
White.
see you, boss.
Reggie White, the man.
So
and Jerome Brown.
Patriots were always so dominating, growing up, and to see them just like the Jets, and to see Dolphins and the Bills, it's exciting. It's a great time to be a Dolphins fan. And I tweeted that the other week when we played with the Cowboys, and then there was that little boy that they showed on the TV, and he was like in tears, but he was excited. And I said, like, little boy, don't cry. Like, you are entering Dolphin fandom at such a great time. You don't know what. I mean, my Dolphin fandom's, 15 years, lose
forever,
30 years.
more.
And then,
more
like, we've seen 15, 30 years, like, a lot of this. Like, hang in there, little boy. Like, this is good stuff.
So in my childhood, it was the Marino years, but Marino.
Manny, good afternoon.
What's up, Manny?
Perfect timing.
Thanks for Manny. Gave my parents a
pickup. And Desi too.
And Desi too. That's right. So Manny's got
a car service. If you guys need rides, a personal chauffeur, please contact him.
Thank you for that. That was great. Look, I want to just mention here that as you said, it's been pretty much the Patriots, right, and the Bills. You'd be hard pressed to find the Jets or the Dolphins scattered AFC East titles in that mix, but it's been a long, long run for the Patriots, and 4 years in a row here of the Bills. Hopefully we dethrone them tonight, and then going back to the 90s, it was Dolphins and Bills, with the Bills getting the better end of us as well. So to your point, hopefully it's our time. And
Cindy said 50 plus years. Y'all don't know anything. Oh, here she goes.
I'm close. I'm a little behind you, but I'm close.
Russ said, just remember, if it wasn't for the NFC East, Bill Belichick would be walking around like Thanos.
That's right. Yeah, pretty much.
Thank you, Russ. Your parents were amazing. You guys skipped right over Andy Reid and his win-loss record.
His win-loss record in regards to what? In playoffs, you mean? Or, I mean, he's got 2 Super Bowls.
He's talking about that I think I know what he's talking about. He's talking about if things don't go our way, ideally today, we end up going to Kansas City next week, our odds against Andy Reid. I think that's what he's referring to.
Well, we have no real history with Andy Reid. I know we lost them in Germany, but we don't see the Chiefs that often, so I don't see what he's saying there. I think he was talking more about his win-loss. Oh, coaching wins. I don't know where he's at. He's not in the immediate, and he's old. He's older too. He's an older
10?
coach. Yeah, he's definitely top 10. I just don't know how far he is away from Shula. The all-time coaching record includes playoffs as well. Shula's at 347. Bill Belichick is at 333. I don't know who's behind him, but again, Andy Reid is up there in age. I don't know how much longer he can coach. Maybe 6-7 years, but I don't know where he stands. But that's a good point.
Belichick is only a couple decent seasons away from Shula.
Yeah, he's 14. He's 14 wins away. But man, the way the Patriots look this year,
Andy Reid,
that may be a while.
Sandy said Andy Reid could beat Shula's record, is what he's talking about.
Okay, I'd have to check that out.
Go ahead. So as Lou's doing, I don't know what he's doing, but he's going. Quick shout out to St. John's basketball beating Villanova. Only undefeated team was in the Big East. Let's go, Johnnies. For Lou Carnesecca, the man just turned 99 years old this week. So huge win for my Johnnies against Villanova. I am super excited to possibly be winning the Big East this year and go to March Madness. Okay, sorry, I went on a little tangent.
Well, I think Adam would have something to say with you on that Big East. By the way, speaking of getting up there in age, Lou Carnesecca, man.
Stop it.
Man, I know he's
he's
like 99. But man, he looked bad out there. They showed a picture of him. He looks up there in age.
So do you. So do you.
Yes, I do.
So do you. Nasty.
All right. Sorry about that.
So huge win for my Johnnies yesterday against Villanova at Villanova. There's a lot of big East matchups coming up. Trajectory right now is it's going to be like a St. John Seton Hall battle at the end.
All right, we got time.
One more thing. Let me just finish.
All right, go ahead.
1 minute of St. John's basketball.
All right, go ahead.
So very, very excited to see Coach Pitino. Obviously, it's his first year with the Johnnies, the Godfather Pitino, and I didn't think it would happen right away, but this man's a wizard when it comes to college basketball.
Yes.
So thank you, y'all. Oh, Sandy, y'all keep Shula's name out of your mouth.
Sandy loves Shula so much she's named her dog after Don Shula. Everything she pretty much invokes Shula's name and everything. So I hear you. We don't want Shula's record to be broken.
That's why I think Bill keeps coaching, even if he's not in New England anymore, because he wants to beat.
Yeah, and I think he would be given that chance. I'm curious to see what Andy Reid's all-time win total is. If somebody could look that up. Did somebody put it there? 277.
277.
Yeah, so 277. Russ. Shula's at 347. I mean, that's a lot. He'd have to stick around. You're talking about 10-win seasons for the next, whatever that is, 5-6 years. and that's still not going to be enough. I mean, so we'll see. That he's, it'll be tough. It'll be tough.
Look at Jesse just wrote.
Carnesecca's still kicking it, man.
Coach Lou's still alive. Well, yes, he is. 99 years old. Looking wonderful, better than this Lou. Looking way better than this Lou, I'll tell you that much. Yeah. So no, he. I mean, you got to remember, 99 years, great basketball, but no, he does look 99. Doesn't matter, still great. Adam said, con. Blah, blah, blah. Okay.
UConn, hey, they're the defending champs, so you got to give them
credit.
But
this is our year.
All right, let's get back to football.
All
here.
right,
go
ahead.
I got a couple of stats for you here. All-time records on Sunday Night Football for both teams. The Bills.
Wait, you asked me this morning. I want to say this.
No. I'm talking about all-time records.
Okay, but then I want to say ours.
The Bills are 15-11 all-time on Sunday Night Football. The Dolphins are 21-11. And this year, what is our record on Sunday Night Football?
So I woke up this morning and Lou, I was half asleep, and he goes, "Do you know our record on Sunday Night Football this year?" And I said, "Give me a second." Took out the caca out of my eye, and I'm like, barely opened my eyes, and I'm like, "Well, we beat the Patriots. We were there." And I was like, "And Eagles." He was like, "Stop looking on your phone." My phone was on the other side of the room. So yes, Lou, we are 1-1 on Sunday Night Football this year.
You mentioned it like if we beat the Eagles. We did not. On Sunday Night Football on NBC, we are 1-1 this year. We beat the Patriots in week 2, and we lost to the Eagles in
we remember.
I believe in week 8. But either way, we're 1-1 this year. We were at the one game against the Patriots on Sunday Night Football. So hopefully us being there tonight brings us a little luck. Let's talk the injury report. The Bills. This is where it is. Things are really lopsided. The Bills.
How much time you guys got?
Yeah, the Bills have one player on the injury report. Their center, Mitch Morse. He's got an illness, so it's not even like a debilitating injury or anything. It's
Can Milano be on there?
He's got an illness. We don't know if he's going to play or not. As for the Dolphins, Raheem Mostert, their record-setting running back, is out. Jalen Waddle, their number 2 receiver and pretty much would be a number 1 receiver anywhere else, is also out, and so is Xavier Howard. That is a 3 major.
So is Bradley Chubb.
That we knew that already. They're not coming back this year. I know, but we're not talking about players that cannot come back this year. We're talking about players that have potential to come back. Those players, as we mentioned, are all out. And then on the questionable list, you got Javon Holland with 2 bad knees. You got Liam Eichenberg, Robert Hunt, Jerome Baker is questionable. That's actually a good thing because he was doubtful last week. Yeah. Hopefully Baker could be in the lineup today. Duke Riley did not do a good job last week, so having Baker out there would be huge. But yeah, I mean, we are as banged up a team as you could be, and it's going to be tough to overcome those injuries tonight.
Sandy asked a good question. How many home games did we lose this year? I know. Do you? I can tell you, we lost
one. We lost one home game. One home game. It was a night game. It was so far our only night game of the year. This is our second one. The good thing is that the first one was on the schedule. This one was a flex game. So I think that's where you separate the two. And look, they're going to have to stay at one home loss this year if they want to go anywhere, right? They're going to have to win tonight, and they're going to have to win their 2 home playoff games that they'll be given, and then take the show on the road, or hope Baltimore slips up and we're hosting the AFC Championship game. So, but we're going to have to win all our home games if we want to go anywhere. Simple as that.
Yeah, no, that was the one game that we should not have lost. Obviously, you planned a big, monumental, life-changing event on that night thinking that we would not have lost.
Yep.
And then Desi made a good point. If we did not lose, we would not be in this situation and less stress.
Absolutely. And I'll do you one better. That's absolutely right, Desi. I'll do you another one. All the Dolphin fans were rooting for the Bills to beat KC. Well, that hurt us too. Now, it hurt us in a sense because had it been reversed, the Chiefs would be the number 2 seed right now because they beat us head to head. Yeah. So it's good and bad, but no doubt, if we had beaten the Titans on that Monday night game, we wouldn't be in the spot right now, which is a shame.
And Adam says, it is the truth. The bigger deal is your record over teams over 500.
Yeah, we have one win. We got one win, just Dallas. It happened 2 weeks ago. But look, that's happened before too. You can only play who's on your schedule. I would say find me other teams out there who have beaten so many. Even the Ravens. The Ravens, for example. Yeah, they beat us. We got a good record, and they beat the Browns. Besides that, who else? And the 49ers. Sorry, I'll give them those 3 wins. But how many opportunities do you have to play against playoff teams in the other conference and in your own conference when you have a lot of these divisions aren't that good? So,
Sandy just dropped the mic on us. She said, "We are winning tonight, and all of our fans will have no voices tomorrow." Russ won, it's been terrible, guys. As we're talking about this,
Well,
let's score prediction.
Okay,
let's start talking
score
prediction.
While you do that, I'm going to mention what the Bills have done here in the last 4 weeks. Their last loss came to the Eagles on November 26th in overtime. That was a very close game. So that was the Bills' last loss. Since then, here's what they've done. They've won 4 in a row. They beat KC, as mentioned, in KC. They beat Dallas, destroyed Dallas, 31-10. They squeaked one out against a very poor Chargers team in LA, 24-22, and they beat the New England Patriots last week, 27-21. So the Bills have not been blowing anybody's socks off. Yeah, they beat the Cowboys by a lot, and yeah, they took care of the Chiefs by a field goal, but they haven't been steamrolling over teams. Also, a lot of people say, wow, Josh Allen has found his mojo after they got rid of Ken Dorsey. No, he hasn't. In the last 4 games, Josh Allen, 3 touchdowns passes, 3 interceptions. So he hasn't been blowing anybody's socks off. The Bills have been winning games because Josh Allen's been running the ball, and James Cook has been running the ball a lot well too. So they've been running the ball, and they've been playing great defense, specifically Terrell Bernard, all right, and Ed Oliver. I mean, those guys have been wreaking havoc on quarterbacks with their sacks and stopping the run. So credit to the Bills' defense and the fact that they've been able to run the ball. In order for us to win tonight, we got to slow Josh Allen down with his legs, and we got to keep that defense in check. We cannot let those guys, those big boys in the front line, and specifically Terrell Bernard, get to Tua and put him on the ground. We got to protect Tua.
Eric in the house. Hello. Hey, y'all. Sandy got a score prediction here for us right off the bat. 24-17, but it's going to be a nail biter. Russ said that there was a very wet game against the Bills. That was a very wet game against the Bills when they played them.
Yep, it was, and that was an overtime game.
Adam made a good point. They're playing much more efficient ever since they let go of Ken Dorsey.
Yes and no. I mean, they're playing more efficient because they're running the ball. But I would argue that Josh Allen's stats have taken a step back. Again, I just mentioned it. He's played the last 4 games, only 3 touchdown passes and 3 interceptions.
Yeah,
that's not an MVP caliber Super Bowl, quarterback.
Another score prediction. Desi says 17-14 Fins. You're really going to do that to me tonight? Eric gives us more of a cushion. 27-16 Fins up.
I would love that. I think it's going to be look, if it comes down to the end, another thing you want to consider, obviously our guy Jason Sanders has been balling, right?
Yeah.
Was perfect 5 for 5 against the Cowboys, and he's been making his kicks, but so has their kicker. Tyler Bass, leg for days, long leg. He's been clutched down the stretch. He hasn't missed a field goal since that aforementioned Eagles game. So Tyler Bass on the other end. If it comes down to kickers, you got 2 good ones on each sideline. So I hope it doesn't come down
Adam
to that.
says because Cook is the bigger reason for them to be more efficient.
Yeah. No, Cook has been a lot better than his brother, that's for sure. Dalvin Cook, who recently got cut by the Jets and now signed on to the Ravens.
Yeah.
So for added depth, I mean, he didn't do anything in New York whatsoever. So.
Miss Finn's in the house. We got a championship game to win. Two a time. We are ready. We are nervous.
It's been a long look.
I know she's feeling how we're feeling. If anybody understands it, she understands.
Yeah, it's been 15 years, man. It's been 15 years since we've won a division title, and it's right in front of us.
You had hair back then. I mean,
hair back then. I was about 120 pounds lighter.
Diapers.
Diapers. A lot has changed. A lot of change in this world.
Man,
but
no.
Man, it's
check your pulse, as Chef Jew would say. Check your pulse.
It's been a long time. We mentioned what the Bills have done the last 4 games, but going back to when they lost to the Eagles, right? I think during that time we were all looking at this game and we're like, wow, that game is going to be to eliminate the Eagles, and it still may be, but no one thought that it was going to be for the division because we had such a big lead, right?
Yeah.
But at the beginning of the year, with the Bills had won the last 4 division titles, and everybody picked them to go to the Super Bowl. A lot of people were picking them. If I would have told you Week 18 would be for the division, you take it. So we got to embrace the moment. We are up against it. We're injured. We're banged up.
Yeah.
But we are at home. We are at home on the last game of the 2023 season, regular season. And we are the last game. We're like the headline comedian, right? That goes on last.
This is for all the marbles. I mean, Desi changed his prediction. Thank you so much. 35-17 Finch. You like this better, Ashley? I do.
I love that. I love that.
Eric says, we win and the Jags win, and I'm singing on top of my lungs. Hey, 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 go home, Buffalo.
Look, this 1:00 game right now, and we're about to watch it. It's going to be on CBS. Loving the fact that they put this game on our market. It's a huge game. It's a huge game. I know that the Bills fans will be watching the game.
Everybody because
as I mentioned earlier, if you're joining us recently, if you like the circus, it's like the trapeze act without
How does he say it?
The trapeze act without a safety net. All right. If the Jags win today, the Bills have no margin, no room for error. And I'm loving it. I'm here for it. I want to not only beat the Bills tonight, I want to eliminate them from the playoffs like they've done to us. And again, you got to relish and enjoy the opportunity. Home night game, last game of the regular season for all the marbles.
Russ, 30-27, last minute field goal.
Wow.
He is low-key a Dolphins fan. He is low-key drinking the Kool-Aid.
Nice.
He also said the NFL. Okay, you know what? I did think about this too because I'm like really into like aviation schedules. Like I'm really behind like the logistics, right? And I thought about this. The NFL schedule makers laughing at themselves right now, going, "We knew what we were doing. Absolutely. Look at these matchups. Look at these matchups today." So they knew what they were doing. Absolutely.
It's almost I got to go game by game. I haven't done that, but it's
is
almost
Trevor Lawrence playing? I don't
know.
No.
I think he is, but it's not confirmed yet. He was trending towards playing. Obviously, he wants to play. It's a huge game for them. They win the division or they're out. So
not going to be a high-scoring game. It's going to come down to kickers.
Well, I disagree there, Darren. I don't see both teams stopping each other. And I think we're going to have to score early and often. I think we're going to have to trade blows with the Bills. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. My prediction, I haven't mentioned it yet, I'm going to say 30-27 Dolphins. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think that we're going to have to score. We're going to take chances on fourth down. I mean, you cannot leave anything on the field because there's no next week.
Sandy said, give everyone in East 12, East 32 her love. So I'm going to do extra hugs and kisses this week for you. Miss Fins, let's go Jags. Second step to kick them Bills out of the playoffs once we beat them tonight.
Absolutely.
Miss Fins, that's a scenario, right? We don't want to go to Kansas City next week. We don't want to do it.
And remember, if you're coming by East 12, come get your Buffalo Snow, baby.
Lawrence is active. Snow. Trevor Lawrence is active today.
I'm sorry, I missed that part.
Trevor Lawrence is active today. I was working my
Buffalo Snow. Come get your Buffalo Snow at East 12.
Just so you know, so Lawrence is active today. Trevor Lawrence is playing.
That's great. That's huge.
Darren is codename for your brother-in-law. Oh, he doesn't use his real name. I could tweak the schedule a little differently next year, and it would have to do with the rest and teams coming off the same amount of rest. Yeah. I mean, there are some discrepancies in the schedule, but it wasn't perfect, but it was still doable. Miss Finn's prediction. 37-28 Dolphins. That's a high score. That's a lot of hill. That's a lot of hill. That's a lot of hill.
Yeah.
A lot of hill.
Yeah. Hey, how about a Hill breaks the record tonight, right? 2,000 yards. What does he need? Like 260 yards?
You know who also might break the record is the boy from the Chargers. Puku.
No, that's the Rams, you mean?
Yeah.
Pukunawa,
yeah, he might break Waddle's record today.
The rookie record.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's projected to happen.
Well, I hope that doesn't happen.
Win or get your golf clubs ready. I predict a 4 to 5 sacks and 1 pick six. Sheesh. That would be nice.
That would be awesome. I'll take that all day.
I'll be there today. Come check out the Air Force Base and Miss Fence. Yes, we will.
East 12, baby.
We're probably going to get there around like 5:30, so we will be there. His name ain't Trevor Lawrence. Call him by his proper name. Sunshine. Puka. Yeah. No, Puka, he is they even said like they might just put him in just to knock out Waddle's record and then take him out. So that is
I don't think they're playing for anything. The Rams are in the playoffs and I think that they're locked in at 6.
Yeah, so they're saying just put him in just to do it and then pull him. It's the offense's time to take over this game. And Super Saiyan Tua will lead us to she is all drinking. She is saying it all today.
We are hoping for that, Miss Vince, for sure.
Yeah, he has a chance to beat Waddle's reception record and the yardage record, which was set in 1960.
Wow,
I know he has a lot going today.
Look, I was joking about Hill, but look, Amari Cooper a couple weeks ago won my fantasy league pretty much with his. I think he had 260 yards. On Thursday Night Football against the Jets. So anything could happen, right? I mean, I would love for Hill to go crazy today, early and often, and who knows? Maybe he has a crack at that.
Man, they're going to have 5 guys on him the whole game, Lou. They're going to force.
They can't keep up with him. He's the fastest guy in the league. Get him the ball and let him do the rest. That's all I say.
Sure hoping.
We'll see. We'll see.
All right. What do you say? Are you watch this?
Yeah, we're coming
Jaguars
up on 1 o'clock. You know, if you're going out to the Hard Rock tonight, get there early.
Sandy,
be loud. Look, it's pretty much come down to this. We know what's at stake. It's a tremendous opportunity. Relish it, enjoy it, and be loud, and root on our Fins. If you are watching these games from home, enjoy your day, enjoy your Sunday. Hope you've had a good start to your new year. To our Birds fans in the chat right now, hope you guys get lucky and have the Commanders help you out on the other side. And
Stephen A. Smith will be crying tomorrow. Stephen A. Smith will be crying tomorrow.
Yes, he will. Yes, he will.
Guys, all right. So Duval, let's go. I love saying that. Like, right? Duval. Let's see what you guys got to do. We are riding the Jaguars today. I don't hate the Jaguars, right? So it's not like I'm rooting at somebody who are like, oh my gosh, go Duval, go do your thing up there. You know what I mean? Do what you got to do. Help us out. Help us knock the Bills out, and let's go.
Absolutely. I forgot to mention this. This is not really important, but I will just mention it. With the results of today's games, it also will determine. I know we have some Green Legionnaires in here from the Eagles and all our Dolphin faithful. Today's results will determine next year's opponents. The NFL links wherever you finish in the standings.
Yeah.
Towards the other conferences and other division opponents. Conference opponents, inner AFC, and then your NFC opponents as well.
Yeah.
Depending on where you finish in the standing, you will face the similar opponent that finished in that place as well. So at the end of today's results, we're going to know who everybody's schedule is for next year, which is pretty cool as well. It would be a lot better to do that after we win, because I don't want to look at next year after a loss. So let's get that win, and then we can see who we're going to beat next year as defending Super Bowl champions, baby.
All right, we will see. We're going to see a lot of our friends later. Miss Fins, Manny, if you're still there, Desi, Darnell. So we will lose. I don't know, lose off again. Here he goes. He's getting something in the freezer. What's he doing? What are you doing? Loose flying words. I just saw fly.
Cheers to week 18 and a Dolphin victory.
He's already started drinking.
Hope you guys enjoy your day. Hell yeah, I should have been drinking earlier.
I know.
Come on, let's keep it going.
Pace yourself, buddy.
Cheers, guys.
Fins up, guys. See you later. Let's go.
Let's go, Fins up.